back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video, and today's going to be a big one. It's my first Gfuel tier list video of every flavor I've tried so far, and I feel like for every Gfuel YouTuber, the tier list is like that big, first video that, you put the most effort into, right? So I'm super excited for this one. As you can see on screen, I've made my, my tier list. So I have S++++, which is my top 10. Then we have A, B, C, D. And then as you can see at the bottom, we have the shit emojis, which are reserved for the flavors, which I think are absolutely terrible. And we'll get into that very, very soon. And as you can see, I actually have a serving of my favorite flavor in the shaker right now. So what I want y'all to do is I want you to pause the video real quick, comment what you think my favorite flavor is, and that will obviously be at number 1 in the tier list. So if you lock it in right now, comment down below. I'll give you a kiss or something. Let's waste no more time and get straight into the tier list. Here we go. So, as I alluded to earlier, we're going to start with the shit tier because I want to go from worst to top. So let's go without further ado. Our first flavor in the shit tier is going to be, where is it at? Here he is. Tropical Rain. Now hear me out. I think Tropical Rain is very misunderstood and it has a lot of potential. I think for a citrusy tropical flavor, people want more of a citrusy, tarty, kind of sour kind of effect when you drink the flavor. But with Tropical Rain, you don't get that. It's just straight up kiwi, strawberry, raspberry. There's no citrusy element to it. So if it did, it would have been a lot higher. But for now, where it's at, yeah, it's going in the shit tier. Not a very good flavor. I think it's probably one of the most hated flavors within the entire Gfuel community, hence why I think we're going to put it in the shit tier. Now, the next flavor going into this really bad tier is going to be Flavor Fusion. Now, I think that the whole Flavor Fusion concept is a good idea, but they backfired in terms of the first two, choices they made for including into a Flavor Fusion. I think sour cherry and blue ice are not complementary at all. They're not even that good flavors separately, and on top of that, I don't even like cherry. So for me, it was a no-brainer. This is going to be in the shit tier. I don't think a lot of people like this flavor. I haven't really seen someone be like, Flavor Fusion is in my top 10, it's such a good flavor. Like, that doesn't happen. That's not the thing, right? Okay, and now to the controversial pick for the last one in the shit tier. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. It has to be done. It has to be done. Okay, hear me out. Before you click off the video and comment, I already hear all the comments like, Raging Gummy Fish is my favorite flavor. Okay, listen. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know I'm a big sucker for punchy flavors, not flat ones, not mellow ones. I want a lot of flavor hitting me, and I like citrus, fruity flavors. But with Raging Gummy Fish, it's candy, it's mellow, it has nothing going on, it's one-dimensional. So for me, it's everything that I don't want in a flavor, hence why it's not, a good one for me. I know a lot of people are going to scream at me for this. Jordan, I'm looking at you, mate, but yeah, not a good flavor for me, hence why it's going in the shit tier. I mean, I could have put it in the bad tier, but for me, it's just not good. I had one serving of it, a sample, and I will never buy it again. That's just me. Alright, so with that, we're going to move on to the bad tier now. And these are flavors where they're still not very good, but they don't justify being in the absolute bottom tier, right? So let's get into the bad tier real quick. Have a quick sip of my number 1 flavor. Keep commenting what you think it is, and then we'll reveal it, obviously, when we get to the best ones. Beautiful, beautiful. So, what are we putting in the bad tier? First of all, it's going to be Bahama Mama. And it's also going to be Blue Ice. And where is the last one? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Here he is, Orange Canthony. So, yeah, there's not much to say. Bahama Mama, too much coconut for me. It has the tropical citrusy kind of elements that I do like, but the coconut is so overpowering to the point where it kind of clouds the good elements of the drink, and it's just coconut for me, hence why, I don't think it's a good flavor at all. I know a lot of people think that if Bahama Mama didn't have coconut in, it would be one of the best flavors that Gfuel offer, but unfortunately, yeah, the coconut's way too strong, so not for me, unfortunately. Next, we move over to Blue Ice. It's just very one-dimensional, like Raging Gummy Fish. There's nothing much going on. It's blue raspberry. It's like a staple flavor for Gfuel, but I think that as it's one of their older flavors, it's gotten a little bit boring. There's so many better offerings now from G Fuel. Even Sour Blue Chug Rug, which has a little bit of a sour blue raspberry taste, that's a lot better than Blue Ice. So yeah, just not a very good flavor. One of their older ones. I think you'll notice that G Fuel's older flavors just don't have a lot to offer, and they'll, find their way to the bottom of my list for the most part. There are obviously some outliers there, but that's the trend you're going to be seeing. And then lastly, for the bad tier, we have Orange Cranthony. It was meant to be really good. I love cranberry. Obviously, PewDiePie is a cranberry lingonberry flavor, so I thought it would be orange PewDiePie, right? Which sounds amazing on paper, but it just didn't come to fruition. It's not a good flavor for me. It just feels a bit muddled. Yes, orange is nice, but the mix just didn't work for me. So it's all right. So yeah, it's not a very good flavor in my opinion. And I know a lot of people like the creator behind it, Merc Anthony. He does a lot of good G Fuel content, but I just think the flavor profile for me wasn't that exciting. And yeah, so that's why it's going in the bad tier for me. All right, so now we're going to move on to the C tier, which is flavors that are just okay. They're not too bad, but there's nothing special about them, so they're just average in my opinion. So we're going to start off the C tier with Kiwi Strawberry. Then we're going to move to Yuzu / Fruit Punch, and obviously Doozy Fruit. They're pretty much identical. What's next? Orange Vibe. Where are you at? Here we go. Then Sour Demonade. Here you are. Strawberry Slushy. And Watermelon Limeade. Here we go. So quite a lot of flavors in the C tier. We'll start off with Kiwi Strawberry. I don't want to go on, for too long in these lower tier flavors. I'll describe more in the upper tiers. But yeah, Kiwi Strawberry, another kind of mellow flavor. Obviously, there's nothing special about it. It's just kiwi and strawberry mixed together. And it's a decent flavor combination. But as I mentioned, it's just straight flat out. There's no tart element. There's no secondary, flavor profile to it. I think it's very one-dimensional. Nothing that would excite me. If you love kiwi and strawberry, I would definitely go with it. But for me, it's just average. So that's why it's in the C tier. Not bad, but not amazing. Next, Yuzu / it's just Minute Maid lemonade. If you're in the US, you know what Minute Maid lemonade is. It's pretty much identical. And when I'm drinking G Fuel, I don't want lemonade in my opinion. I want kind of interesting flavors. If I want a lemonade, I'll just get regular lemonade, right? So that's why it's in the okay tier. If you're in the mood for lemonade, it's perfect. But I kind of want something more when I'm drinking G Fuel early in the morning. So that's why it's just in the okay tier. And I'm going to do Fruit Punch and Doozy Fruit together because they're pretty much identical. Doozy Fruit is meant to be a sour fruit punch. But if we're being honest, I kind of think that misfired for G Fuel. They didn't make it sour enough, unfortunately. So it really just tastes like regular fruit punch. And I think fruit punch is kind of a staple flavor for G Fuel. It's very sherbety. It's literally like red Gatorade. That's the best way I can describe it. It's very identical to that, and it's all right. I think I used to love it, and now since I've had a lot more flavors, I know there's a lot more out there, so that's why it's moved down into the C tier for me personally. Next, we have Orange Vibe, which is just an orangey, creamy flavor. And it's not to be confused with Rainbow Sherbet, which will be, a lot higher in the tier list for me. I think it's too creamy. The orange flavor just isn't pronounced enough for me. And this tier list is strictly for G Fuel in water. I'm sure in milk it must taste a lot nicer, but for me in water, it was just a bit lackluster, a little bit underdosed, a little bit underflavored for me. So yeah, just all right. Next, we have Sour Demonade. And the reason why this is in the C tier is because it's not a flavor you can have every day. It's not a flavor you're going to be like, oh yes, I want Sour Demonade. It's such a niche flavor, if that makes sense. It's super sour, super lemony. It's not a flavor where you'll wake up in the morning and be like, yes, I want a Sour Demonade. It's great for a one-time thing. If you want to make a review, you just want to try the flavor. That's why, it's just in the okay tier. I don't think a lot of people will be like, yes, I want a Sour Demonade right now at 9 a.m. Let's do it. So yeah, just an all right flavor. Next, Strawberry Slushy. It's decent. It's a strawberry slushy, very nice, kind of mellow strawberry flavor. There's no tart element to it, so similar to Kiwi Strawberry, it's very mellow, nothing tart about it. So for me, that's not what I look for. I love tarty, citrusy flavors, so that's why it's in the C tier for me, but not bad. And again, if you like strawberry, most people will definitely enjoy that one. And now lastly for the C tier, a flavor that was very disappointing for me. I was super hyped for Watermelon Limeade, but if you saw my review from a couple uploads ago, it was super floral. The watermelon flavor just wasn't there for me. And it was just overall disappointment. I was expecting a lot from it and it underdelivered. So that's why it's in the C tier. If I wasn't expecting so much, maybe it would have made the B tier. But, for now, just okay. I think for most people, if you like watermelon, I think you'll find that it is a little bit floral, but for me, it just wasn't it, and it didn't hit. So that's why it is in the C tier. So yeah, that's going to wrap up the okay flavors, and now we can finally get into the good flavors, which I'm a lot more excited to talk about, obviously. So let's do that right now. All right, so now that we've done with the C tier, let's move on to the B tier, which are good G Fuel flavors. Now, these are flavors that are, pretty staple flavors. They're good in rotation, but they're not flavors that I would be reaching for, on a daily basis. They're not flavors that I get too excited about, if that makes sense. So to start off this section, we're going to go with Phaseberry. And then we're also going to go with the Unstable Portal Fluid, Sour Blue Chuggy, Mango Explosion, Mango Lemonade. I know. I'll explain before all the hate comments come in. Give me a sec. Peach Rings, Battle Juice. Where are you at? Here we go. Sour Pixel, Starfruit, and Wampa. Here we go. Perfect. All right. So let me explain. Phaseberry, a staple G Fuel flavor, recently got reskinned to Berry Bomb, Berry Blast, something like that. They ran out of obviously the Phase partnership is done, so they can't use their branding anymore on their flavors. I think that it's a decent flavor. It's blueberry, strawberry, pomegranate, and some other flavors in there. It's very good. I think most people start out with Phaseberry when they drink G Fuel because it's, such an iconic flavor. I think that when G Fuel just started, I think one of their first big partnerships was with Phase. So the hype around the flavor is unmatched, and it's a flavor people can identify with. It's pretty decent. It's a concoction of nice fruity flavors, very mellow. No tart element about it, nothing sour. So if you're into that, the sweeter, more mellow flavors, I definitely give it a go and recommend it. Next, we have Unstable Portal Fluid, which is a strawberry limeade. Now, I thought this flavor would be in my top 10 before I tried it, right? But for me, the strawberry was not pronounced enough, and the limeade was too overpowering, and it had kind of a weird taste to it. If you watch my full review of the flavor, you'll know that I was super excited about it, and it just didn't live up to the top of my expectations, but it's still a good flavor, don't get me wrong. So that's why we're putting it in the B tier. Next, Sour Blue Chugrug. Now, this was in my top 10 months ago. Before I tried all these different flavors that you'll see are actually in my current top 10, Sour Blue Chugrug was a staple for me. I finished a tub of it really, really quickly. However, over time, it began to fall off because it became a little bit bland. It used to be so good, but when you have other flavors like the Juice, Divine Peach, it just becomes super bland. When G Fuel comes out with these flavors with so many different components to them, so many different flavor profiles, it's hard to go back to Sour Blue Chugrug and still be amazed like I was. So unfortunately, it doesn't even stay in the very good, it's dropped down to the B tier, which is just a good flavor. It was really good, it was amazing, but now, the hype's died down and it's just alright now. Right, now onto Mango Explosion, which is a kind of artificial candy mango taste, and it's pretty good. I think that when I was starting to drink G Fuel, I thought I would absolutely love the mango flavors, but for some reason I just prefer the real fruit. The mango fruit has a nicer taste in my opinion, and for some reason artificial mango just doesn't hit the same for me. So that's why you see Mango Explosion and Mango Lemonade both, side by side in the good tier. And with Mango Lemonade, obviously it's Electric Shock's flavor. Shout out you, mate. Congratulations on your flavor again. But for me, it was just a little bit lackluster. I think I fell for the marketing, I fell for Shock's hype around it, and I was just disappointed. I think the lemonade wasn't as pertinent and wasn't strong enough compared to Shiny Splash or Hype Sauce, which are the other lemonade flavors, or Electric Strike, right? So I think that it just let me down. I wasn't amazed by it. As you saw from my review, it was just all right. Next, Sonic Peach Rings, another staple flavor for G Fuel. I think it's good, but you'll see that there's another peach flavor coming on later on, which is just 10 times better. So it's hard for me to like peach rings when I love the other peach flavor so much more, if that makes sense. It's still good. I mean, it's peach candy rings. Like, you can't go wrong. Sweet peach flavor, a little bit of a candy taste in there. It's nice. It's good. Next, we have Battle Juice, which is straight up pineapple. Now, you may be thinking, why is such an ordinary bland flavor up in the good category? As I've been blabbering on about in this whole review, I love citrusy flavors, so Battle Juice is really good. Every time I have Battle Juice, I put a little bit of Sour Demonade in there to give it a little bit more of a sour tart hit, and it's perfect for me. I really like Battle Juice, that's why it's in the good category. Next, we have Sour Pixel Potion, which is a sour grape flavor. In terms of the sourness, I think I was let down by it, which is why I've placed it in the good category. If I see sour on the label, I really want it to hit like a real sour flavor, like some of the other ones in the top 10 that you'll see later on. So for me, Pixel Potion doesn't deliver on the sour, marketing that they've put on it. So I think that's why it's in the good category. If it was a genuinely sour flavor, it would definitely be in A, perhaps even S tier. So that's why, the reasoning for why it's in the B tier. Next, we have Starfruit and Wumpa Fruit, which round off the B tier. And both of these flavors are rather similar. So Wumpa Fruit is a apple mango flavor, and Starfruit is obviously a reminiscent of the actual Starfruit fruit in real life. And both of these flavors are kind of similar. There's sort of like a mango-y, kind of citrusy flavor going on, and they're good flavors. I think that I used to really like Wumpa Fruit a lot, but as I've said before, there's so many more flavors that have recently come out that are just so much more interesting and catered to my palate and my taste, which is why they've been placed in the B tier, the good tier. I think that both of these flavors could definitely be in A or even S++, but for me, there's just so many more interesting flavors out there. So let's move on to the A tier. This is where it gets super exciting. We're nearly at the top 10, so let's do it. Here we go. We're getting closer to reveal what this flavor is. So here we go. To start off the A tier, let me pull up my picture real quick because I don't know them from memory. Here we are. To start off the A tier, we have, where you at, bro? Phase 51. Shiny Splash. Hype Sauce. Ice Shatar. There you are. Sage Mode. Naruto inspired. Bobby Boysenberry. Shout out my boy Logic. And then Ocean Potion. Right. Let's get it. Phase 51, so refreshing. Out of all the refreshing flavors that Gfuel offer, this is one of the top ones. It's a cantaloupe flavor profile. And while many of you may be thinking, ooh, that sounds gross, I don't want like melon Gfuel, give it a try. I guarantee you, your head will turn once you actually try the flavor. It's so refreshing. I can't even describe it. It's like the perfect, it feels like Gatorade. Like after a long run or like you've been in the gym and you have like that first sip of Gatorade and it's so refreshing. That's what I get with Phase 51. It's very mellow and it's just a really good all-round flavor. Unfortunately, I only had one sample of it, but I wish I could have got the tub. It's very, very nice and it's such a good rotation flavor, especially after having a sour flavor. Having Phase 51 after that is just a perfect complement, right? So yeah, very good flavor. Next, we have Shiny Splash and Hype Sauce. We're going to do these as a combo because, as you know, they're both lemonade fruit flavors. So obviously Shiny Splash is blueberry lemonade and Hype Sauce is raspberry lemonade. So comparable in terms of the effect that they have in your mouth. Gfuel's lemonade formula that they put in these flavors is so, so good. It's very, very tart and it's a little bit sour, but mostly tart. And then obviously you're backed up with the blueberry and the raspberry flavoring. It's just perfect, man. I recommend Shiny Splash and Hype Sauce to any person who's new to Gfuel and wants to be a little bit more adventurous than just say watermelon or green apple, straight up, what you're getting in those tubs. I think they're really, really, really good. And they're kind of like the bridge to really sour flavors because they have a little bit of tart, which is the effect you get with the Gfuel sour flavors, but obviously they're amplified. So yeah, it's like the bridge. If you want to try sour, I'd recommend going for Shiny Splash and Hype Sauce first, just to see if you like that kind of effect when you drink the flavor. Next, we have Ice Shatter, which is another really good flavor, Mortal Kombat inspired. It's kind of like a icy lemon, blueberry, strawberry kind of a taste. Officially, according to Gfuel, it's a blueberry lemon flavor, but I do get that icy kind of taste to it. It's really, really nice. And I think it's super underrated. Not many people like Ice Shatter, and I don't know why. It's really, really nice. It's a frosty kind of flavor. And if you've had it before, you'll know what I'm saying, right? It's really good. And obviously it's blueberry and lemon, so it's a little bit similar to Hype Sauce and Shiny Splash in that case because it's kind of like a lemonade flavor, like a pseudo lemonade flavor, if that makes sense. But yeah, really, really good. Used to be in my top 10 as well. Unfortunately, it did fall out recently, but really good. You can't go wrong. I would definitely recommend it if you're thinking about having a little bit more of a frosty flavor. And then next we move on to Sage Mode, which is the Naruto flavor, which is a pomelo and peach flavor, which was really good. As I said, peach is a really good flavor. Gfuel have nailed their peach formula. They keep using it in all the peach flavors and it's amazing. It just falls below the next peach flavor, which will be in the top 10. You'll see that very soon, but you can't go wrong with it. I think it's more of a citrusy peach flavor. So unlike, the other ones that G Fuel have come out with, like peach rings, it's more citrusy. So be careful with that because it's not straight up peach. If you're thinking it's just peach, 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 it's not. You're going to get 50-50 action, peach and citrus. So just keep that in mind before buying it because, that can throw some people off if you're not expecting that in the flavor. But yeah, very, very good. Also, another flavor that was in my top 10 recently. So yeah. Next, we have Bobby Boysenberry. Now, this flavor has a special place in my heart because I actually won, was it the 2021? I think it was the 2021 end of year BOGO sale for G Fuel. And one of the tubs that I did redeem for that, that win was Bobby Boysenberry. So it has a lot of, nostalgic value. I think it was a flavor that I drank for like a month straight. And this was when I had like 4 tubs. So, it was just such a good flavor, man. It's blackcurrant. It's literally Ribena. If you've had Ribena in the UK or blackcurrant squash, that's all it is, man. It's really good. Again, a little bit boring compared to some of the ones in my top 10, which is why it dropped into the very good. But it used to be so good, man. It got me excited to have a G Fuel every morning. Bobby Boysenberry is unbelievable. Some people may think it's boring, but, it has just so much nostalgic value for me. That's why I put it in the very good. And then lastly, to round off the A tier, we have Ocean Potion, a very limited time flavor. It was a fundraising flavor for Team C's, helping get plastic out of the ocean. So yeah, nice cause there from G Fuel. But yeah, it's a white gummy, tropical gummy. So think of, Haribo gummy bears. It's that white, clear, translucent one. It's super citrusy. Kind of has a gummy candy flavor to it. So it's a perfect flavor, man. It was very citrusy, very tarty, and it had a little bit of candy. So it rounds off my very good tier. Again, I don't think you can get it. People are selling it for like $500 on eBay. Don't do that. It's stupid. Do not buy that. But yeah, luckily I was able to get a sample of it. So very, very good. But now the moment we have been waiting for, the top 10, the S++. As you can see, it's kind of giving it away, but you can see the top 10 flavors here along the bottom. They're not in order, luckily. So we're going to go in like 10 to 1 to make it a little bit more exciting. And I actually have the top 3 tubs here next to me. So we'll do a little reveal. That would be cool. But yeah, let's go start it off. In number 10, what do we have? We have XQC's The Juice. Now, this flavor was unbelievable. When I first tried it, similar to Boysenberry, I drank this flavor straight every single day. I did not switch out flavors. It was so good. It has so many different flavors in it. And as always, please check out my full reviews of all these flavors if you want a full comprehensive breakdown, because I can't, waste too much time talking about every single part of the flavor in this video. But if you want a full review, go check out the videos. But yeah, it has pineapple, it has watermelon, it has strawberry, it has raspberry, it has kiwi, it has, oh my god, so many good flavors. And it really feels like a tropical juice. And as you know, I love that flavor profile so much. The juice is such a good flavor. And if I were to make this video like 5 months ago, no, not even 5 months, like 2 months ago, the juice would have been like 3, 4, 2, really high up there. But unfortunately, it drops to number 10 because a lot of these other flavors are just blowing me away, and they're flavors that I've tried very recently. But yeah, the juice is very, very good. It's a very strong flavor. I just want to reiterate that it's not mellow at all. If you don't like strong flavors, you're not going to like the juice. It's super watermelon heavy, but there's a big presence of citrus, orange, and all the other flavors in there. So you do want to stay away from it if you're not into these very strong punch your face flavors, okay? Next, number 9, we're going to go with sour green apple. Such a good sour flavor, man. It's literally sour apple candies. It's really, really nice. And it is genuinely a sour flavor. Like when I say it's sour, you'll feel it when you drink this flavor. I love it so much. It feels like sour apple juice. It's so, so good. And there's nothing more to say about it. There's no secondary flavor profile. It's just tart sour apple. And I love that, man. Apple juice as a kid was my favorite drink. So it brings me back to that a little bit. So yeah, sour green apple is going to take the number 9 spot. And next at number 8, we have a flavor that crept up on me recently. Like I didn't know it was going to be this good. When I made the review for it, I was not expecting anything amazing. I just wanted to get the video out to you guys, but it changed my life, man. And that is the Kamehameha inspired flavor from Dragon Ball Z, which is a strawberry lychee. Now, yes, lychee, I was not expecting it. Lychee for me, I would never try it as, the real fruit. I would never go out to the supermarket and buy a lychee, I know. But If you try this flavor, you'll see what I mean. It has a pear quality to it. When you have a pear, you know that kind of effect you get. And couple that with the strawberry, it's a tart strawberry pear lychee kind of flavor profile. It seems crazy, I know, but if you try it, I mark my words. I promise you, you will enjoy it. I promise. It took me completely by surprise and it went into my top 10 and I really wasn't expecting it to. It takes the 8th spot. And that's going to be quite solid. I don't think it can be, replaced by anything for a long while. So let's see what happens. This top 10 is subject to change. And if it does, I will make a new video on it. But this is it for now. Number 8 is Kamehameha. And now coming at the number 7 spot, we do have Hive Nectar. Now this flavor is very, very nice. It's a nectarine, kind of like orangey flavor, but it's not candy orange. It's very, very subtle. It honestly tastes like fresh pressed orange juice, like Tropicana kind of, but it's not that. It's more mellow and it's very refreshing. Now you may be thinking, Equinox, you don't like mellow flavors. You've been saying that. I get it. This is different because it backs it up with a nice nectarine orangey flavor and it has a little bit of tartness like orange juice would, but it's still super smooth at the same time, which is what makes it very, very nice. I urge anyone to try this flavor if you can. It is in my top 10 and it will be for a very long time. I don't think anything can kick it out 4 spots or 3 spots. There's no chance of that happening. So yeah, that's the number 7 spot, Hive Nectar. Definitely recommend. Now at number 6, another very recent flavor that I've tried and I fell in love with, and that is the Isaac's Tears flavor. Yeah, man, I was blown away by this one when I reviewed it. If you've seen that review, you know how much I like this flavor. It completely took me by surprise. It is a white grape and pineapple flavor, which is really cool sounding and it tastes even better. It's literally sour pixel potion mixed with battle juice and a little bit of sour demonade for that sour tart hit. It's so good. And for me, this is what sour pixel potion should have tasted like. Isaac Tears for me is just an elevated version of sour pixel potion. Amazing flavor. Takes my number 6 spot and it's very comfortable there. I really wish I had a tub for it. Just have the sample, but I might go ahead and cop that because it is amazing. If you're on the fence about it, if you love grape, it's literally grape with a little bit of pineapple citrusy and a little bit of tart. That sounds amazing, I know. So go ahead and try it. Pull the trigger. It's so good. I promise you, you will like it. Next, number 5, we're going to go with Electric Strike, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this was a flavor that, again, recently took me by surprise. It is a watermelon lemonade, and it really revived what watermelon limeade was missing for me. It's what I wanted watermelon limeade to be. It's watermelon, and in Electric Strike, the watermelon is very pronounced. It's not like watermelon limeade where it's kind of floral and it's kind of, undertones of watermelon. No, it's straight up punch your face watermelon with the nice lemonade formula that I was talking about with Shiny Splash and Hype Sauce. So you've got that. Think about it like that, just with obviously the watermelon component added to it. It's amazing. So good. I copped a full tub of it actually, so it's on the way and I can't wait to try more of it. Very, very good. That's going to take the number 5 spot. Now we're getting in the top 4. We're nearly at the top 3 reveal. We're really going to find out what is in this shaker. Super excited. Please drop a like if you've made it this far. And here we go. Let's go. Number 4. Ooh, which one is it? It's going to be Rainbow Sherbet. Now, Rainbow Sherbet has another soft place in my heart. When I had 2 tubs of Gfuel, it was Starfruit and Rainbow Sherbet. Those were my first 2 tubs, and I loved Rainbow Sherbet. It's a bit misleading in terms of calling it Rainbow Sherbet because to me it's orange sherbet. It's meant to be, this ice creamy kind of flavor, sherbety flavor. And while that is true, I think it's mostly orange. Like when you taste it, the drink is orange. Maybe I'm getting placebo from it, but I promise you when you taste it, you will think it's orange forward. It has a little bit of that ice creamy effect on the back of your tongue. I can't describe how good it is and how they've made that. Props to you, Gfuel. You've made it taste like ice cream. And I haven't had it in milk yet, but even in water, it has that ice creamy kind of effect when it leaves your throat. And it's so good, man. Oh, I love Rainbow Sherbet. I need to order another tub because I'm running out. But yeah, a very good flavor. Now, we've made it to the top 3. Thank you for sticking with me. I know it's been a long video so far, but here we go. In number 3, we have... Ooh, which one is it? Divine Peach. And now we get to bring out... Here we go. There we go. We get to bring out the first tub in the top 3. This bad boy is so good. Like I said, with Sonic Peach rings and Sage mode, This is the peach flavor that I go running to. There's nothing wrong with those two flavors, but this one just elevates it so much. Like, I can't go back to the other peach flavors once I've had Divine Peach. It's a candy peach with a nice bit of tartness in there. Oh, I can't describe how good this flavor is. And yeah, Most Critical, man, you're a good lad for making this flavor profile, man. It's so good. I just can't describe how good of a flavor it is. You need to try this. It's non-negotiable. Like, you can't be on the fence about this. Please go buy a tub of Divine Peach, a sample of Divine Peach. You will not be disappointed. It's so good. I can't say enough good things about it. It's really amazing. And it's one of the newer flavors. Like, as I mentioned, they're being more creative nowadays. They're being more adventurous with the types of flavors they're coming out with. And this is just a great example of it. It's amazing. Nice candy peach with a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sourness. Oh my God. Amazing. So that sits at number 3. Let's move this real quick. There's number 3. And then now, what's it going to be? Who's going to be the runner-up? Is it going to be PewDiePie or Sour Phaseberry? If you have guessed it, sour PewDiePie or regular PewDiePie, that's at number 2. Here we go. Here's the tub. Beautiful flavor, man. I don't need to say anything. Like, PewDiePie, sour PewDiePie is amazing. It's one of the most popular G Fuel flavors, and that's for a reason. It's lingonberry or cranberry flavored. And obviously the sour version has a little bit more tartness than the regular version, but they're both very comparable. There's not too much different, about them. And yeah, it's unbelievable. You can't say enough good things about it. PewDiePie is probably the most liked flavor within the G Fuel community. It's so good. It's very sweet, but it's backed up with a lot of tartness, so it's the perfect balance for me. Like, if you load a flavor with a lot of sweetness, that's fine, but you need to back it up with tartness or sourness, otherwise it's just going to be sweetness overload. And that's what I think with Raging Gummy Fish. I think Raging Gummy Fish is just too sweet. There's nothing backing it up and making it a diverse flavor. But with this, you do get that. So yeah, PewDiePie takes the number 2 spot. And then finally, number 1. If you did guess Sour Phaseberry for what I was drinking, you are very correct indeed. Here we go, my number 1 flavor. It has been for so long, man. Like, Sour Phaseberry is so good. And for me, it's just perfect. There's nothing that will ever beat this flavor. You have the same flavor profile as regular Phaseberry, but you have the most amazing amount of sourness and tartness in the flavor, and that just makes it so complete for me. You get the strawberries, you get the blueberries, you get the pomegranate taste in there, and then you have an amazing amount of sourness, and that rounds off the flavor. It's just unbelievable. And I know a lot of people hate this flavor. I think I'm probably one of the only people in the whole world that have Sour Phaseberry as my number 1. And I'm going to stick by it. You can shoot me down in the comments. That's cool. Let's talk about it. But I'm going to stick by it. This flavor is unbelievable. You will not get this out the number 1 spot for me. And it's going to remain there for a long time. I love it so much. And yeah, that's going to round up my tier list. So yeah, those are the top 3 right there. And there we go. As you can see, I think I'm pretty happy with this tier list. Let's move Sour Phaseberry into that number 1 spot. And there we go. I think that's a very good list for me. I'm very happy with it. If you do have any, disagreements about my list, please let me know in the comments. Let's discuss it. This is the point of the video. And if you want more questions about a certain flavor, if you're not sure what you want to buy, please let me know. I will respond to your comment. I promise. This is an educational video at most with a little bit of entertainment. But yeah, it's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a long one. If you have made it this far, comment down below what you think of the tier list flavors. And yeah, subscribe if you want more content. I love you guys. Thank you so much for a great year so far. And let's keep going. Let's kick 2023's butt. That's it for me today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.